PL, working for you every single day.
This is worse than a hurricane. Absolutely worse than a hurricane.
An EF2 tornado on the ground for nearly 2 miles in Seminole County.
And then it felt like a train was running parallel to the house,
Leaving homes ripped apart in its path.
We have to let the damage tell the story, and that's what we were out here to do today.
A story this community will remember for years.
It's nothing short of a miracle for these two individuals in this particular home that is 80 to 90% destroyed.
A miracle. No injuries have been reported after that tornado swept through Seminole County this morning. The photos of the damage, absolutely incredible. I'm Tammy Fields, joined tonight with certified meteorologist Mallory Nichols here. National Weather Service crews say today's tornado was on the ground for 1.8 miles. It is the first EF2 in Central Florida since August of 2020.
And even then, we don't typically see damage like that. I'm so glad that they're okay.
Me too.
Yep.
Well, we want to talk a little bit more about weather now that this is rolled out of here.
Yeah.
What can we expect for the rest of the day?
All right, yeah, here's a check of Clystron 13 for you. This is a loop of that severe weather that moved through earlier this morning, and you could see all of the warnings that were issued as that line pushed through. There were several tornado warnings, and of course the National Weather Service is going to be getting out and surveying over the next few days, so we may get updates from even that Seminole County tornado that pushed through the area. The good news is it is a lot quieter at this point and will continue to stay quiet through the overnight hours. In fact, as we look ahead, it's still going to be a bit windy through 7 o'clock. The winds will start to decline through the overnight hours as those clouds push out. Tomorrow, much quieter. We'll start out the day a little on the chillier side, and then temperatures will warm with plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a much better day for our Tuesday.
The area is not very safe right now, so please steer clear of the area if you could.
Our coverage continues this hour. After this morning's EF2 tornado across Seminole County, we now know that a house has collapsed and hundreds of customers, they are still without power at this very hour. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported so far. Your Spectrum News 13 team is covering every angle of today's storm. You can find us all across Seminole County assessing the damage, speaking to neighbors, and checking in on the community cleanup efforts. Right now, we want to begin with our Maria Serrano. She is live on Blue Iris Place with the storm damage there. Maria.
Tammy, this home behind me you can see is completely destroyed, and you can see that tornado whipped up a storm itself. Look at this uprooted tree here. That just speaks about the strength of that tornado. Overall, this home you can see caved in the roof itself. The tornado breaking the windows and leaving a family without a home. I've seen them hugging each other, looking around their home in disbelief. Damaged cars, a neighbor's roof on the side of her home, and her pool screen torn completely off. Debris is everywhere around Emily Sless's Markham Woods Road home.
This is worse than a hurricane.
She's lived in the Whispering Winds neighborhood for 8 years and says she has never seen damage like this up close. Her backyard faces the collapsed home on Blue Iris Place, where 2 people escaped the tornado unscathed. Outside her home, John Lanzetti is conducting a damage assessment for homes in the neighborhood.
Shock, dismay.
He's on the disaster action team for the Greater Orlando chapter of the American Red Cross.
We've got a whole team standby, gearing up for sheltering if we need to have a shelter opened up. We've got feeding operations spooling up.
Emily says her husband and son were inside the home when the tornado touched down.
You couldn't even see out the doors and everything was completely white.
That's when she says her husband screamed for her son, who was asleep, to run over and take cover.
They made it to the closet. They were safe.
You can see now nothing here is left behind other than debris. It's been an emotional roller coaster for families here who have woken up this morning with the mess that this tornado left behind. I'm live in Longwood. Maria Serrano, Spectrum News.
Thank you, Maria. Well, we want to give you another aerial look at the damage from the Whispering Winds subdivision along Blue Iris Place in Longwood. This is the view from our drone. You can get an idea of the path of the EF2 tornado confirmed by the National Weather Service. They say a tornado of this strength this time of year is considered a rare Florida tornado, but tornadoes during this time of year are not unheard of.
We call February and March our tornado season here in Central Florida. Some of our most prolific tornado events in Central Florida have occurred in the months of February and March. And so this was no different. When we see these strong cold fronts move into the area, this is how we get those rare tornadoes, those 1 in 10 tornadoes that we sometimes see in our community.
In addition to that two-story home that collapsed on Blue Iris Place, the National Weather Service also found several other homes in that same community with blown out windows, damage to garage doors, and damage to roofs. Well, 15 minutes away from where we saw that collapsed home off Blue Iris Place near Markham Woods Road is a Sweetwater Oaks subdivision in the Wekiva Springs area. Spectrum News 13's Devin Martin, he is joining us live there. Devin, what are you seeing where you are?
Tammy, it all happened quick when a tree collapsed right in front of Joseph Hill's property. He tells me that he has never dealt with anything like this before, as cleanup efforts are continuing to be underway this evening. This is no ordinary Monday for Joseph Hill. Cleanup crews are taking apart a tree that fell in front of his home. He didn't expect this to happen today.
So then I was like, well, this is kind of abnormal. You know, I've been through some hurricanes, but it's never been like kind of like this intense.
Hill has been living here for 2 years. He's still shaken from the sounds he heard this morning.
It felt like a train was running parallel to the house.
Hill considers himself lucky. Recently, he installed a metal roof. Things could have been worse.
As I was feeding the dogs, I was looking out the window, and I started watching all the trees fall. And then as this was going on, that's when I started getting notifications that there was a tornado in the area.
Joseph's neighbor, Abel Viteri, was not as lucky.
We're gonna have to fix up a couple of things. As you can see, we're getting some trees that fell out against our house. It was just a lot of like banging, and next thing you know, the whole entire place that's all backed up, and the tree was on the side of the house.
Nearby Streetwater Tennis was also damaged. A gate, as you could see, is tilted, and a palm tree collapsed near the front of this building. Even though Hill and Viteri didn't expect this to happen today, they're grateful no one was hurt.
In the back, you can see it's all wrecked.
And Hill tells me that cleanup efforts will continue to be underway for quite some time, so this debris can be off of his property. Live in Longwood, Devin Martin, Spectrum News.
Thank you, Devin. Well, many of you at home knew about today's severe weather ahead of time thanks to our push alerts. Our goal is to always help you be prepared, not scared. Download the Spectrum News app and turn on notifications to be alerted in your neighborhood. Figuring out where to start with the cleanup. The first steps these homeowners need to take after today's tornado completely destroyed their homes. Before we get to that, we want to check again with certified meteorologist Mallory Nichols. What a day.
Yeah, it was definitely active to start out with, and even through the afternoon, strong winds stuck around. When things are going to quiet down and what to expect for our Tuesday is coming up.